What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Tony G here, and we're gonna give this series another shot. I've gotten a couple drinks in me to help destroy some of the memories of me casting it before, and I hope that I don't quite remember and this can be a fresh old cast. It's been a couple days, it's been a little refresh, and here we go. We're gonna try her again. I've done like 17 test runs here to check that it's going. I did a testing one too, a stop, a reset, a double check, a check again, and yeah, we're going to here, and now we're finally doing it. Game number one. Let me just actually alt-tab one more time. Okay, it does look like it's recording here, so I can officially start this cast for the second time. And let me tell you, from seeing this cast already, it's a great effing series, and I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did the first time I watched it. So here we go. We have Scan as the Protoss player here in the bottom right position versus JH as a Zerg player in the top middle position. And these are a very tricky spot for the Zerg player as he is super close to the Protoss. Luckily for him, though, the Protoss is going for the Nexus first, opening into a Forge here, and that will give JH a little bit of time to live and not just die to the first couple of Zealots. Because if this was a mid build, it could become an interesting game, but Scan, unaware of what he's up against, is going to go for the Forge Pylon Gateway build, a very safe build to go for. Also a greedy build economically can get him an excellent start here. He's going to throw down a cannon here. The spawning pool just completing for JH. He's going to start building some Zerglings. He's going to send up his drone to get that sunken started to start establishing his choke. This first probe is going to go out into the middle and going to spot this Overlord. Unaware of where it was coming from, is going to assume it was over here, which is incorrect, and JH is going to be able to establish himself a little bit further. We do see the second gateway coming up and a third gateway coming up. So since he knows it's not a Terran, he isn't going to go for a quick gas, and he is going to go for a couple of Zealots to attempt to pressure this. He also did cancel a cannon here at the front. He did initially build two, but he is going to cancel one, which is going to allow a couple of Zerglings to run by here and get a scout off of exactly what's going on. He is going to see that it is a triple gateway with a very late gas, considering the Nexus first build that also will be scouted, and he's going to attempt to get some probe damage done here. The double micro probe harass is actually going to get one probe here, and the probes are going to have to pull off to eliminate those both Zerglings. He did build a cannon back at home, so it was a little bit successful on JH's part, making him forced to build up that second cannon that he initially did not want to build here at the front, and he is going to attempt to do some pressure here to the Zerg player. The first two Zealots are out and are going to come out to the entrance of his base here to try to establish what looks to be a cannon in here. Most commonly, this is used to build a couple of cannons and to get some robotics facilities up to get a quick reavers to start pushing away at the sunken colonies here. We'll see if that is exactly his intention. It is better to build some cannons up here instead of in your choke, as you can hopefully attempt to push them forward to re-establish space so these sockets cannot be rebuilt. Also, get yourself some map control so nothing can slip by without you noticing. So very nice standard stuff here from Scan. Also going to build another gateway, still on a single gas, so this looks to be a Zealot speed opening here. We'll see if that is what his plan is. So far, JH is not overreacting, only building 5 sunken colonies, just getting those last 2 up now, and 1 gas here. His Hydra's Den is beginning, another hatchery is getting thrown down, so he is on 4 additional hatcheries, and he is getting his Hydra Tech slowly. His Overlord is coming in now here to scout exactly what is going on to see if he can achieve any additional information here. Um, so far there is a +1 build going up from the forge, so this does so far still look to be the zealot speed. But as I'm talking, these zealots, first couple of zealots have come in here and have taken out a single sunken. That is sloppy of me to miss that. I do apologize for being my second time casting that. That is a pretty big amateur mistake. I do not see a Citadel of the Dune quite yet, but I do see the Goon range. Now, this could be a decoy Goon range upgrade, as he does see the Overlord there, and he could be doing that to make him think that there is Goon range, and then maybe go for some Zealot speed. But I do not still see a Citadel of the Dune, so maybe this is just a Goon build here. We do see the robotics facility being thrown up, and a couple of additional cannons. He is a little bit worried about a Hydralisk mass pushing out here, as the hatcheries are starting to add up here, throwing down 4 more additional hatcheries here, and an evolution chamber. So he's going to start his upgrades on these Hydras as well, while also mixing in a couple drone Hydra combination here to get himself going. A nice combination, or a nice pile of zealots are up here. Only a single robotics facility and 1 dropship up here. Did throw down 3 more additional gas here. Does have a cannon and a support base. So this looks like to be a Dragoon range build. Not going to go for that zealot speed. Looks like it's going to be just a lot of goons coming out here. 6 Dragoons being built right now. So it looks like he is going to try to break this. Okay, maybe not. You're going to go into these zealots before the Dragoons come out here and try to get some damage done here. Maybe going to clear out some sockets for the Dragoons to get some work done, but these are slow zealots, but there isn't a ton of sunkens here. So these zealots are actually going to be quite efficient here. A couple of Hydralisks in, adding a lot of extra DPS here, but Scan, realizing it's not going to be a successful attack, not going to overcommit and bring a couple of these zealots back to help defend any possible counterattack. These Hydralisks are going to run back to defend against if there's any quick drops here. Of course, we do see ourselves that this isn't any drop play. This seems to be a Reaver Dragoon build here with a Forge continually upgrading here, adding 2 more robotics facilities. So yeah, this does look to be a Dragoon Reaver build here. Going to try to break this middle position Zerg here with yeah, just Dragoons and Reavers. Going to not go for the Zealot play here. We do see a dropship come in here as a little bit of a decoy to see if he could possibly get some drops, and also going to be a little bit of a scout slash distraction play here by Scan. Of course, that is empty, but the Zerg has no idea about what is inside of that shuttle, so he does have to defend accordingly. Going to keep 4 Hydras back here, keeping a couple Hydras in the middle. None over here, though. He is going to call the bluff as it's like one of those double bluff plays here. The Protoss would assume that the Zerg is going to have people here, and that he is going to go to the other side, and he's not even going to bother defending here, so yes, it's a smart play here. Not going to be scared of any drops coming from this side, because he knows that Scan knows that he's good enough to defend that side, and yeah, it's one of those double bluff situations here. We do have the first Dragoon mass here with only a single Reaver, while 3 more Reavers are about to pop out. Oh god, I just double-clicked both of them so we can see nothing here. Going to try to push forward here, but the Reaver count seems to be a little too low. Going to once again back away here, not overcommit and lose all of those Dragoons. Going to try to keep that supply lead that he has achieved thus far, and he's adding a lot more gateway. So this does not seem to be a heavy drop play here from Scan. He's really focusing on just massing Dragoons and Reavers here to try to break the Zerg player. JH so far defending pretty well here, not overcommitting with Sunkens, but also not having the most amount of Sunkens. So I wouldn't mind seeing a couple more Sunkens, as he does have 60 drones here, which is more than enough. But of course, he can't see that there is no drops going to be coming anytime soon. The Citadel of the Dune just going down now, so no high Templar drops are going to be even close to coming in here. Another push here from Scan, trying to push away at just the sunken D here. The Reavers and Dragoons are doing a massive amounts of damage. There is a pretty good choke here for the Zerg player, but just not the most amount of sunkens here. And these Reavers, of course, can outrange it, doing a pretty good job versus sunkens. But what are we going to do with these Reavers? Aspire A Greater Spire just being upgraded now, about a quarter of the way done. But there's no answer right now to this Protoss army here. The Zerg looks like he is going for a large surround here against the Protoss, going to try to get a surround on these Reavers, but Reavers are pretty good against Hydras. A couple of slow Zealots coming in here, but some big shots coming off from these Reavers, just destroying these Hydralisks. And once again, this army is going to be able to continue to push forward. Mute is just coming out now, and good timing to that Great Spire. He does want to get Guardians, as these Mutas may not be the best against this Cannon and Dragoon army here. Guardians are going to have to be spawned soon, as his sunken defense is basically down to nothing here. Very good pressure here from Scan, continuing to push forward and getting a massive amount of damage done. Going to be able to continue to push, not allowing any kind of rebuild of these Sunkens. JH forced to build just pure Hydralisks to help with these Guardians. Only four Guardians spawning right now. He is going to need to use them to pick off these Reavers, as the Hydras are having an incredibly hard time. More Reavers continuing to push forward here. The Guardians have now spawned, and they are going to be able to outrange these Dragoons, but they are kind of floating forward here, and they are no match to the number of goons right now. I guess right now they could possibly do it. These Zealots do have speed now and are pushing in here, taking out a lot of units. Oh, a couple of these Reavers are empty and Scarabs. Oh no, they're not even empty and Scarabs. They're just running forward, really freaking out, being the very stereotypical Reavers, not figuring out their life and just being able to die, running in right into that Guardian and Hydra mix here. So JH is able to hold on here. He got 90 supply. Oh, but a little bit of an overcommitment here. He targeted that Reaver, and they push forward, and these Dragoons are going to be able to micro and take out 3 of those 4 Guardians. So a little bit of a misplay from JH. JH does have a good bank here. I feel like he does need to pull some of these drones out here to start rebuilding some of these Sunkens, as he will not have enough hatcheries here to build. He also needs to build some hatcheries. So if I feel like if he pulled off 12 drones here, put 8 of them towards Sunkens and the rest towards hatcheries, that would be his best move right now. His bank is massive, and he's just not able to reinforce quick enough, as he does not have quite the hatchery count here. A lot of cannons going down, as Scan knows that the Mutatech is out here, does not want to get his main sniped to anything. We do see GH throwing up some of these hatcheries behind here, as he knows he needs more hatcheries. He does not have enough larvae to continue defending this, as there's been non-stop pressure from Scan, and Scan is going to go in again with an almost max army against 105 supply, almost double the supply of the Zerg player, with a Reaver, Goon, and now Zealot speed. He does have 1-1 versus the 1-1, so the upgrades are equal here, but the Protoss army is just way too big here. Without any of those Sunken or Guardian support here, 2 Guardians are trying to rebuild here. These Reavers are pushing forward like mental slugs that they are, and still managing to lead, but JH is going to GG out of here, and Scan is going to take game 1 here in a very impressive, very high pressure Dragoon build here, off of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 gateways, 3 robotics facilities, keeping his minerals low, and was able to break that Zerg player. JH has a massive bank, so perhaps a couple of mistakes were made by JH, not utilizing his drone count, as he did have a huge drone count, but not enough hatcheries and larvae to reinforce that. And yeah, Scan is going to take game 1 of this best of 7 series. He is going to have to win 4. I'm not sure if that was in the rules, but that is what these players decided to play. This is a best of 7, so first 1 to 4 wins is going to take this, and Scan is going to take a 1-0 lead. Protoss versus Zerg can't think too much of this match, as Protoss usually does have an advantage, especially in those situations, but well done by Scan. JH, no slouch, and Scan makes quick work of him in game number 1. We'll jump into game number 2 right now. We'll see what happens, because who knows? Not me, because I haven't casted this yet before. We'll see in game number 2. Jumping into it, game number 2. Cheers to you guys. I hope you guys are having... I guess you guys, most of you aren't Canadian, but those of you who are Canadian, I hope you're having a good start to your long Thanksgiving weekend. I know I certainly have just started my weekend with a couple of drinks and some StarCraft here, so I hope you guys are also doing the same. To everyone else in the world who may not celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you guys are having a good night as well and are strapped in for this. What has to be a great series. Again, I am not sure how great this is because I haven't seen this before, so no, we will have to stay tuned exactly to see how great this is. But we do have a Protoss versus Terran. Scan going to be blessed with that beautiful, powerful Protoss race on the fastest map, and he's going to be up against JH's Terran. He is also going to be blessed with the advantage of being directly on top of him, so if he so happens to choose to go for a drop build, he may be in luck with how short those distances are between the two players. It looks like, however, he's going to go for that same build he did go last game. He's going to go for that Nexus first. We'll see if he goes for that Forge Pylon Gateway follow-up. That this build is very good for against both Protoss and Terran. It's a very safe version of the Nexus first. Typically, you see the Forge and Gateway. That is the most standard Nexus first follow-up. But Scan has put a little bit of Scan spice on this, and he goes for the Pylon before the Gateway. So he can throw that Gateway up. This Pylon is going to be busy, not going to have any time to AFK here, and he's just going to be going back and forth here to get all those buildings up here. JH going for that standard 3 build, going to scout with that first SCV that completed that first barracks and throw out that first Marine that just got produced from that barracks here to get that double scout off. And luckily for him, he is going to scout where Scan is, get a couple shots off on that scouting probe here, and beginning to try to take out those probes here, or those cannons here. The second Marine is going to deny this probe, who is one shot away from death and does escape. So good job from Scan here. That is that Korean ghostiness being displayed there, keeping everything alive. 3 probes were pulled by Scan just to assure that nothing too crazy happens to him, respecting JH's pressure and abilities here, and going to pull those 3 probes too, that which do take out that Marine and keep those cannons alive. You can see it did take substantial damage while it was trying to spawn here. JH's response to this choke from Protoss, he's going to assume that it was a Nexus first, and he's going to throw down a command center himself here. 2 gas going to go down instead of any additional gateways this time, so we can see how this does change between what he scouts here, as he went for only a single gas last time and 3 or 4 gateways. Instead, he's going to throw up a lot of cannons at the front. He does not want to die to any crazy Terran pressure. One thing, this Marine also trying to follow against. He knows that a probe ran away, and he is scouting all over the map to see if there's any kind of proxy build here. He does not want to die to any proxy. He is going to find that probe and chase it down here, going to assure that there is nothing too crazy going on, and also build a barracks up here. He wants to float that up and attempt to get some fire bats out here. This probe is going to get cut off once again by some follow-up Marines, and it is going to die here. One Zealot pushing back this Marine, which was just chilling here, trying to see if anything else escapes. And while that probe pushes back that Marine, he is going to try to sneak out another probe here. You do want to do that, as he is going to, he's cautious, or he is cautious and aware that this ledge can be tanked, and it can totally stop any kind of gateway mass from him. He was able to sneak that probe out somehow. I don't know if JH scouted that. It looked like he did scout it, as he did kind of throw a Marine back here. I do see a Sentinel of the Dune and a Factor robotics facility out here, and now the gateway production has begun here. He's throwing down a pylon back here, but yeah, it definitely looks like it was scouted, and this Marine is suspicious about the location of that probe here. We do see that barracks coming in here. He does want to build some fire bats, but he is going to be seen by this side Nexus here, and doesn't have basically any units here. 1 Zealot, 1 Dragoon in production, and he's throwing up 1 cannon here. So he is going to attempt to get some probes out here to try to surround it when it does pop out. This looks like, oh, actually is not going to be in the proper position. The firebat is going to be able to get out here, is going to run by that little bit of a choke here. It does stim, but a couple of probes do pull and get a nice surround on here before any casualties are happen. Another firebat is about to pop out, but now a one cannon is here, and it does look like it will be more than enough to prevent any kind of firebat death to probes here. Going to try to lift that up and escape here, so it can at least be some vision here. Now that that's failed, JH is aware he is not going to be able to break the Protoss anytime soon. His window for any kind of crazy pressure is up, and he's going to retreat back to his choke and potentially come back to his main, right now, to defend from any early drops. Scan going for some DT drops of his own here. Right into DT drops, not going to bother with a Reaver or Storm. I guess he's going to do it eventually, but building that Reaver and the High Templar, he is going to drop some DTs in the meantime. Looks like there's more than enough turrets here. This is scouted, it is stimmed, and it's going to be taken out. While only one DT gets taken out, is able to kill a single Marine and an SCV, as these units are just out of vision of that turret. A little bit of a blind spot, a hold position DT here. Going to just be a little bit of annoying, maybe waste one more scan from JH here. Also going to be some vision so he can get some High Templars. What are that? 2 High Templars being built. Oh, looks like a scan was thrown down here. Is going to target that DT that does have 2 kills. And yeah, that first drop is going to be a fail for scan here. 1 Reaver and 2 High Templars are out. Another dropship and another robotics facility. While the gateway boom starts to happen, he was able to get a probe out on the base. JH going for a 3 factory double starport build here. So he is going to be trying to defend this drop situation that he knows he's going to be super vulnerable to just from these positions here. Goon in range of that turret going to be able to prevent that from going up. Going to have to retreat back here. Building another command center up here. I don't know how much I like that. A tank drop coming up here. These are going to take up a lot of valuable turret space. I really wish he would build it over here. Even down here would be a better location for these command centers. You don't need to put them up top here, especially if you have your main. Maybe later on you could kill some turrets for that. But while I say that, 1 drop does come in here. 2 High Templars are going to be taken out by those stimmed Marines and siege tanks here. And now the counter drop from JH is coming in here. 2 Dragoons are in to defend here. And for some reason, that dropship just freaked out there and paused and was just allowed those Dragoons to get taken out. He probably would have been able to drop here, possibly scan and take out some probes, but not the case. That dropship looked like it glitched out a little bit. Bad luck for JH. And that his drop is going to do nothing. So he is going to be 2 tanks shorter than he normally would be. And a dropship. Another drop coming in here. Corsairs are starting to be built. He does have 4 robotics facilities, 8 gateways right now. Scan definitely looking like he's going to go for major drop play. Does have this probe out here. Has not yet started any gateway production, as he just wants gateways to fill up these dropships here. Does have a lot of High Templars, a lot of dropships here. So Scan absolutely going to go for massive drop harassment here. These positions, not a bad strategy. A Scan is going to go down there in scan space and going to see that these dropships are loading up, so he can be prepared that a drop is going to be coming here. I do not like the command centers in here blocking how many turrets. There could be like, what, 20 turrets there. These guys are blocking a potential of 20 turrets here. He knows that these drops are going to be coming from the top non-stop, and he has just neglected that knowledge and just thrown down these command centers here. It's not too late to lift them and put them over here. The drop coming in now here, accompanied by this Corsair here. Going to get 1, 2, a lot of drops here. Fuck, I did not pay attention to the SCV count there, but he definitely got some SCVs. I saw some die here, and you can see them, a lot of them in the red here. So that drop probably, I'm going to say at least 10 SCVs minimum, which is more than enough. I guess he did fill up most of those dropships here. So that is a little bit painful for Scan here. But yeah, he's not too worried. He does now have two starports. He's now getting a fleet beacon, so potential carrier transition here. The carriers are going to have a pretty easy time getting in there. A couple scans for JH going down to scout exactly what the Protoss is building. The Terran now up to 51 SCV, the pretty good SCV count. He still doesn't have the bank though to start massing up factories. Still only at 3 factories. 2 tank siege down here in a little bit of a weird position. Probably need to be up here. These tanks are able to shoot over this ledge. He still hasn't been able to mass up this ledge here, but Scan has shown no interest in going the long way. He is going to transport all of his units in with dropships. Continue to build some defense around here just in case there is any kind of drops here, but another drop here. JH at 58 SCV is going to throw down. We're going to actually run right into a bunch of stem marines here. Going to take out a single marine, but that was a super fail drop there from Scan. Good defense from JH. And yeah, he's going to be able to take 0 damages here. He is trying to build up some Wraith here, but that is taking away from his bank. They aren't the cheapest thing. Does have a pretty good SCV count, but still not quite enough to start massing up factories. He is continuing production from these 3 factories that he has. 3 factories, 3 barracks, and 2 starports. So this isn't where JH would like to be at this point in the game. He definitely would like to have a lot more factories in this situation, but he is stuck at 3 right here. His upgrades have started. He is going to be at 1-0 soon enough here. But right now, his only game plan seems to be to survive these drops here. These Wraiths will certainly help in this situation here. But another massive drop being loaded up by Scan here. Scan did go down for JH here. Looks like he must have scanned at his front there to see that probe and pylon here, and is going to send the race over here. But they are going to be out of position for this next drop here at 74 SCVs. Let's see how well this does this time. A lot of SCV, or a lot of Zealots dropping by those SCVs, and a lot of storms going down here. Going to take out at least 36 SCVs. I forgot the number. I even said it before that all happened, and I still forgot. I guess that's what the liquor will do to you. Am I right? But yeah, that was at least minimum 30 kills here. Valkyrie production has started. An additional starport. Still no more factories being built, as he is just too low in money. So Scan has a very good hold on this game here. Does have an Arbiter Tribunal and more starports being built here with a bunch more cannons here. Does not want to die to anything too crazy. Know that there is race production here, so there is a possibility that race can come in here. So Scan playing very well here. Not getting overconfident in this situation, but another drop coming in here with some Chorus Airs going down that little disruption web. Going to stop those turrets from shooting and be able to take out a lot of turrets here. Not even attempting to take out any SCVs. Just wants to start doing some damage to that turret line here. And he is going to do so with the help of that beautiful disruption web. Not nearly new ability that's not used nearly enough here by Protoss players, and just going to continue to damage JH, just abusing these locations. And yet another drop with yet another disruption web coming in here. Those disruption webs just so powerful. The high temperatures are going to drop 46 down to 30 probes. So what, another 14, 16 probes getting taken out. Just not enough DPS here. Those disruption webs doing massive amounts to help those drops get in, and still only on 3 factories. So JH is just surviving right now. He is not going to be able to throw anything at this Protoss player in the junk positions that he is in. He is just surviving. He has to take this game into the late game here, because yeah, he is just hurting. These Wraiths really need to be helping out. He needs all the DPS he can right here. These tanks now have been set up at the choke here, going to stop any pushes being too productive, but that doesn't matter as he has a Nexus and a bunch of gateways here at the bottom. JH scouting all around the map, but he just did not scout this these 2 spots, and one of these spots. Oh, there we go. He is going to send a Wraith in here. He is. No, did he just fucking miss that too? JH going to just pull that out. He must have that hotkey and push them up here. Going to miss that. I don't know if he saw that or not. I don't think he saw that. Yeah, it looks like the... Oh shit, what am I doing here? Looks like, yeah, that Wraith just pulled away before he could get in there. Another drop coming in here. Gonna drop right on those SCVs. Gonna try to use that splash damage against him. And it looks like he killed out just a shit ton more SCVs there. Again, I didn't pay attention. But he definitely lost some more SCVs there. Very nicely done. Dropping those zealots on top of the SCV, trying to use the tank splash damage against them. I like it a lot. And sometimes there is too much damage or DPS for units to drop. He's just going to use the terror units against them. Very high level, tiny little Gosu things that these Koreans do, which is just absolutely incredible when you pay attention to it. JH still just so low on SCVs, using all of his minerals just to produce out of these 6 production facilities he has and rebuild SCVs. A very Gosu move here. Going to scan the drop. Scan was able to drop some of these units out of the dropship, but using these Wraiths to try to pick off High Templars and drops before they can come in and devastate them. A very nice move by JH. Going to, yeah, just try to do something. Another 2 disruption was being thrown down here. Going to allow these dropships to unload once again. A bunch of Zealots and High Templars going to storm these tanks, take out a couple more turrets, and just, yeah, just kill some of those Marines off. Right now, JH can't even afford 3 Marine production just on 2 Marine production here. 1 single Marine production here. Just spending all of his minerals. Does not have the economy to build more factories. Scan once again applying so much pressure to this Terran player here. Going to go in for yet another drop, non-stop dropping here. Going to just try to storm the units here, as that's still not the worst thing to do in this situation. As again, it's going to take a long time for JH to rebuild those units. So Scan playing like an absolute boss right now. A couple of High Templars AFKing here at the front. Luckily for them, there isn't the most amount of tanks here. So I'm not going to actually pick those off here. A couple of tanks do siege up here, and it looks like they are going to kill off those AFK High Templars here. They are going to die in vain. A couple of storms going, or a couple of scans going down there on Scan's base. Going to try to find out the exact timings of those units here. It looks like Scan's rally is actually going to be in range of these Dragoons and just start freaking out these units here. Another drop coming in here, but without any High Templars against all these turrets, and Valkyries are going to die fairly quickly. But maybe that's just a distraction because an Arbiter coming in here and recalling a bunch of High Templars Dragoons does, and that's going to just stack storm. Good pull from JH here. But that is going to be a lot of units he's going to have to deal with, and not the most amount of units here. So very nice recall by our Scan player. He is now producing, what, 5 Arbiters at a time here. So it looks like he may be going for a mass recall strategy, or he may try to freeze these SCVs. That is a classic Mamba move. He does love to do that in these positions. Freeze up those SCVs. A couple of those High Templars are going to morph into Archons, and these Archons are going to use that splash damage against that tank. Another Arbiter coming in here, going to recall once again. More Zealots and Dragoons here. So very nice stuff. Just continuing to harass JH, just not allowing him to get over 3 factories here. Every time JH gets up to a somewhat decent economy, it does just get destroyed by something. A Scan going to go down here, and only, what, 4 raids going to come in here, try to pick off these Arbiters, but that Arbiter is going to say, fuck yeah, and just freeze them right in their tracks. One Zealot continuing to stay alive, there just isn't much DPS here. JH even afraid to siege up these tanks. The Scan is just using the splash damage to destroy him. Valkyrie's coming up here trying to pick off these Arbiters, knowing that he is in for an Arbiter. Yeah, knowing he's going to get recalled for the rest of his life here, basically. Massing up, what, 5 Arbiters at a time here. He has 5 or 4 on the map right now. A couple of Zealots are going to run here. You might as well, as JH is just spread out all over the time. Once again, he is up to 52 SCV. This is right around the time where he could start doing something. A good scan going to go down here, take out that Arbiter, but the Arbiter is going to freeze, so not going to be wasted. Once again, going to freeze all those Valkyries for a long time. Going to allow another Arbiter, which is just going to have enough energy by the time it goes in there. 144 right now, not quite enough. He does need 150 to come in here. He has all of his units rally right here, so this is going to get recalled in here. Nothing really to defend other than siege tank. No anti-air. It is pretty low, but it is going to get a recall right in time, right before it dies. And holy shit, that was a quick-ass storm here from Scan. And Scan is going to take out a massive amount of SCVs yet again. Just continuing to recall, drop until he has the recall, and then just recalling non-stop. So his strategy is 100% based on the situation that he is. That's how ghostly the Koreans are. They will adjust their strategy accordingly. They're not afraid to change it. This one Arbiter coming in here, though, being a little bit useless. Didn't have the units to recall there. And just wasn't able to do that in time. These Valkyries going to come up here, pick off that Arbiter, but once again, it is going to freeze them, allowing for this mass Arbiter build to continue to come in here. Scan does have a little bit of a Zealot mass in here. It looks like that is, well, maybe he's just going to freeze the SCV. That could be a good call as well. Is going to do that. Let the Mamba style freeze right there. Does miss the other half here, but like what is that? 8 SCVs are going to be unable to mine here. And when you only have 35 SCVs, that is hurting Scan exponentially. You can just see how much these drops are doing. As still 21 minutes in, JH only has 3 factories and another beautiful recall going to be in here. All of these units are going to surround out. Maximum surround here. Going to take out a lot of units. The other freezing units just jumping around. And JH is forced to call a GG. Just another excellent game from Scan here. I haven't seen this many Arbiters in a game for a long time. And he just does it to perfection. Massing gateways all across the map, just in case JH somehow did get that tank ledge established. He's just ready for everything. Enough gateways in here to continue to drop and recall. And yeah, just very high level stuff from Scan. Just dismantling a powerhouse player like JH, making it look easy peasy. And yeah, Scan seems to be playing on a next level. He does have the matchup advantages, so we'll see how he does. Up 2-0 right now versus the monster that is JH, and we'll see him in game number 3. We'll see if JH can grab himself a W or if Scan's going to continue to dominate. We'll see. Nobody knows. Nobody has seen this series before. We'll have to see. See you guys in game number 3. Game number 3. We'll take ourselves another little sippy-doo of the old alcohol here. The old Thanksgiving alcohol. Welcome to Canada. And we will continue. JH random, going to be as random as possible. Zerg, Terran, and now Protoss for JH. And he will be up against Scan's Zerg. So let's see. This is now the opportunity for JH to get himself a win. He does not want to go down 3-0 and be on game point for the rest of the series. So JH really needs to win this game. We'll see exactly what he decides to do. Scan is in the middle position as well. So maybe JH will get his revenge and do some drop abuse, Arbiter recall abuse. We'll see what he has in store. Scan, no slouch though. Playing a crazy amount of StarCraft lately, really wanting to win this tournament. Going to throw down that standard hatchery first. It looks like it's going to be a Nexus first from JH. He could possibly throw down some 4 gateways, but let's see if he builds his Nexus up top or on the side. He did just get pwned for building a Nexus up here. So now, of course, why wouldn't you build your Nexus over here now? You were just against a Protoss before any of your command centers where you knew he was on top and you built it up here, but you decided to do it anyway, and now he's going to do it over here. So who knows what the logic is here? It's these tiny little details that can make such a significant difference. And yeah, JH is going to go for the Forge Nexus. Looks like he's going to go for that same Scan build. So maybe this is a new meta here. The Pylon, Nexus, Forge, Pylon. But there is a little bit of a difference here. He does scout with his probe. Scan did use that same probe to build that gateway and then the 2 cannons up here. So a little bit of adjustment here. JH going to sacrifice some mining time and some speed of all of this stuff for quicker scouting information. Going to throw down that double cannon, which is good for Scan. Usually that double cannon is best against a Terran player, but versus a Zerg player, also not going to be the worst. It's totally going to prevent any kind of cost-efficient Zergling run by here. One gas does go down for Mr. JH here. And we are seeing another Nexus. Only a single sunken colony. So Scan playing this a little bit better. Not overcommitting to anything too insane here. And just getting a single sunken. One single sunken is more than enough versus the Terran in the beginning games. These first couple of Zerglings are going to see that there's a Protoss player. And now he may be forced to throw down a couple more sunkens. As he could be worried about a possible massive Zealot. We do see another sunken going down. Wouldn't be surprised if he threw down yet another one here. He does want a wall just in case there is some kind of sunken pressure coming out from him. Of course, that is not the case here for JH. JH going for a a pylon and a quick cybernetic score. 2 more gas now. So yeah, no early pressure from JH, so a little bit of a misread here from Scan, but of course he does not know that yet. This Overlord has not scouted anything, and those Zerglings were unable to get in if they were even able to see which spot the Protoss was, and he does have to build a couple more Sunkens just to play safe as he is in the dark right now. Throwing down another geyser here, which indicates to me that he does want to go for some kind of Mutilus play, but even so, that is a really early second gas here considering everything else that is going on here. The first robotics facility is being thrown down here, and nothing else too crazy from our players here. Well, actually, you know what? A Zergling speed, which is actually not the most common thing here. One Zealot does try to come in here, but isn't going to get anything done. Another gas here, and another Robo going to be thrown down here. No additional gateways or anything here. So a little bit of a weird build here from JH playing really greedy right now. And it looks like it could be a problem, as it looks like Scan is going for a quick layer, a quick Zergling speed, and in the production tab, 18 Zerglings are being built right now. So Scan looks like he's going to pile up some Zerglings, wait for that Zergling speed, and try to go for a kill move here. And it could pay off. As JH has nothing. He only has 2 cannons right now. 1 gateway, 1 Stargate. He's going super greedy right now. Not quite doing what he needs to do. Scan has stopped drone production completely, and they're just massing Zerglings right now. His Zergling speed is about to be done. He's going to have a whole shit ton of Zerglings here. Now that Zergling speed is done, he is going to run out here. 2 pylons going to come out here to help make a little bit more of a choke here, but he has no effing units out on the map right now. 0 units, only 2 cannons out on the map right now. JH is absolutely vulnerable to this huge Zergling mass right now by Scan. Scan reading this absolutely situation like an absolute madman. Going to come in here, take out those 2 cannons, going to run in here. Also see 2 more robot facilities being thrown down here. 1 Zealot has just started now, only 1 cannon back behind, and JH has nothing to defend this. These Zerglings are going to make quick work of this robot facility. And it looks like Scan is going to absolutely take JH off of guard. He did build a single Corsair, more Corsairs on the build, but nothing is on the map here. Trying to mass cannons back in here to protect this main, but Scan is going after this main right now. And holy Jesus, Scan is making JH look like he's AFK right now. Going to be able to take out that main here and start picking off these cannons. This actually killed him right now. He's using the probes and a single Zealot to defend this. Only a single dropship was able to come out here. Not a single Reaver on the board. These Zerglings are still alive here. Cannons, luckily for him, are going to start reproducing. He does have Nexus in the back here, but he doesn't even have enough minerals to rebuild one. And JH is going to GG out of here. Scan going to go up 3-0 with an absolute madman build here. He did have a follow-up pressure here. It was a double upgrading going into Hydralisk. Oh my goodness, Scan, absolute madman, getting the proper read-offs, finding himself that little bit of a timing and going to get in there before those Reavers pop out. And Scan is going to go up 3-0 versus JH right now. Absolutely madman. Is going to make that Zerg versus Protoss actually be the quickest game, and the Zerg is going to win. A huge gamble from Scan, because if JH was just a little bit more defensive there, if he just continued to build Zealots, he definitely could have defended that. But going to play super greedy there, and he's going to pay the price by Scan. He's an absolute monster right now, and it's gonna just pwn JH 3-0. So now he's on match point. And JH is going to have to win the rest of the games to continue, so not a good spot for JH. We will drink to that, because that was a go-to Zerg win for Scan. So, yeah, holy, that was crazy, Scan. Nicely done. And now we're going to jump into game number 4. Let's see if JH can hold on or if he's going to get swept. And Scan's going to look like a crazy man here. So we'll see you in game number 4. Game number 4. Scan. Going to be Zerg once again. Versus JH Protoss. So we'll see. It's a rematch. And I think JH deserves this rematch. He definitely could have won that last game, but he absolutely blundered that game away. And yeah, he is on game point. So luckily for him, luckily for JH, he is going to be Protoss versus Zerg once again in super close position. He does have the corner versus mid spot. So this is like a rematch of the first game, reverse positions. And JH is going to have his opportunity to definitely get himself a win here. But we'll see. Scan is playing out of his effing mind right now. And he is just... this is supposed to be a close series right now. Scan is not supposed to be pwning JH's Zerg. JH is not... Scan! Oh my goodness. Reset that sentence. Scan is not supposed to be pwning JH's Protoss with his Zerg in 6 minutes here. JH going to learn his lesson here. Not going to go for that Nexus first. He's going to go for a double gateway here. Going to throw down that here. So he's absolutely going to defend a little bit better here. On game point, he can't even take enough risk to go for that Nexus first. Going to go for that double gateway, which thank God JH is not just throwing this game here. He does want to win, and we are seeing that with his build choice here. And luckily for him, this is as good as it gets. He's going to scout him first and go for a double gateway. Now, with that information he has, he is going to get a third gateway here. Going to try to harass with this probe. Very low money Korean Gosu stuff here that we do expect from JH. See what else to follow up. He does have 2 Zealots here. It looks like it's only a 3 gateway, so it's not going to be a crazy pressure build here. Scan, not overreacting at all. Still going to just throw up these standard 2 drones up here. This probe going to try to stop one of them from getting up here. Does look like it's going to be able to get a couple shots off on this Zealot here, or off this probe here. Going to be able to get up here, but on the opposite side here of this of the path that these Zealots are going to go in here. The Zealot and Probe are going to start pressuring in here. Zerglings are being built. 4 Zerglings are going to be built. I guess 6 Zerglings are going to be total here. And they are going to take out that Probe. Going to start trying to kill these Zealots. But Zealots very nicely going to pull away before that Sunken gets committed and try to run by here to harass. Are seeing a Gosu little micro battle here between these two players. Both these Zealots at 1 HP, definitely maxing out their damage output here, and yeah, going to be a nice little micro win there for JH. Going to force Scan to build a couple more Zerglings here, and yeah, these Zealots are going to be able to run by without taking any damage from the Sunken colony. So this could be a problem for Scan. Scan is building only 2 more Zerglings, so he's only going to have, what, 8 Zerglings versus 3 Zealots. I'm going to have to try to get some surrounds on here. We'll see how the micro goes here. 2 more Zealots, so 10 Zerglings versus 3 Zealots. That should be enough. Going to micro like a boss is JH. Going to keep these Zealots alive as much as possible. Running back, making sure these Zerglings don't get too much damage, but there is too many Zerglings, and he is going to take that out. Throwing down 2 more creep colonies here to prevent those run-bys from happening. He does want to get as much damage as possible against these Zealots here. JH trying to sneak in here with some hold position micro from these Zealots here. Trying to get a couple of shots off here, but that is going to give Scan a chance here to get a surround on them. He is going to wait for these Sunken to almost get completed and then block the escape route to the Zealot. So again, a very crazy, small little thing that Scan is doing that is just crazily good for his later game. He does have an Overlord coming in here. It's going to scan exactly what's going on for JH. JH was able to macro back another Nexus and gas with a Cybernetics core. Nothing additional coming out of here. Going to throw a cannon up front to prevent any Zergling run-bys here. The gas has just started for Scan, and a couple more Sun Colonies being thrown up on this vulnerable run-by side here. So both players transitioning, but luckily for Scan, once again just being a Gosu boss with his Overlord, going to come in here and scan, not scan, I guess he is kind of scanning with his Overlord exactly what's going on in the Protoss base, going to be able to plan accordingly. So Scan, despite being down most supply, this is usually what happens in the Zerg, with the Zerg player. He just wants to, he doesn't have quite the economy to mass up hatcheries, but he is doing everything he needs to do. Now massing up drones here, making sure he doesn't get supply stuck any longer than he does right now. There is still a little bit of a hole that these Zealots could possibly run by in here. Dragoons being built here. We do see Zealot speed being upgraded and some random upgrade from that forge being produced. For some reason, it's not effing showing me, which is super strange. Virtual boss facility is being thrown down here. So JH now teching up into the drops, and I imagine it's going to be drops here. It could, yeah, he's definitely going to go for drops here. Opting not to build these cannons and robotics facilities up at the choke of our Zerg player here. I did just alt tab there just to make sure that I am recording, because I'll kill myself if this somehow messes up. I'm not scared. I'm not catching it a third time. So you guys can suck it if that happens. A couple of cannons going back at home in case there's any kind of craziness going down. Does see a double Hydra's den here, so not going to be a mutaplay from Scan. There's going to be a Hydra build here. At least a couple of Hydras to prevent any early drops here. Not going to be any too early of a drop here. No shuttle being produced yet. Robotics facility is being thrown down here. So the tech is a little bit slower than JH would like. Does have a lot of Zealots invested right now. A lot of minerals invested in Zealots right now. The Zealot speed upgrade is about to complete. It looks like he's just waiting for that to finish, and now he is going to run in here with these Zealots and Zealot speed. Going to split up these Zealots and try to target down as much Sunkens as he can here. A couple of Zealots still running AFK-ly around here, but it does look like he will have enough to take out most of the Sun Colonies. Good surrounds here by him. No additional Zerglings or Hydralisks being produced right now. Scan being a little bit greedy on the Sun Colony. You can see his drone count is high, and he was starting to build up his hatchery count and Hydras here. So a good timing attack here by JH. Going to throw in right at Scan's most vulnerable spot. He could be in trouble if he didn't attack just at that exact time here. His Hydralisks are going to now be spawned out, and he's going to have to just use Hydras to defend here, as all of these Sunkens are out here. Hydras or Zealots are going to run by and try to target down these drones here, but these other Zealots just run home. Not going to continue to target. I feel like they could probably take out that hatchery in that time, but maybe not. A little bit scared. I think since he is on match point, he does have to play safe here. Does not want to die. Only has a single cannon back at home, so he is a little bit afraid here. JH playing afraid, which we just do not usually see. Usually he is playing super offensive, but that just shows the level that Scan is playing at right now. A couple of Hydras going to come in here. 10 Hydras going to come in here and start doing some damage here. It looks like he will have enough Zealots with this Reaver to push this back here, but that just shows, that's just kind of like what this whole game has been up to. These 10 Hydralisks are looking scary just because they're in Scan's control. JH having to pull back, and it's looking like right now the Zerg has the advantage despite normal situation, normal fastest map statistic. The Spire is being completed, 2 more gas here, so it looks like Scan is possibly going to transition into that Hydra mutaplay, which a lot of Koreans love to build here. Looks like he's also stacking up a lot of minerals and gas, so I think that is going to be for the muta production right now. We'll see if he throws out a bunch of mutas right now, or what his plan is. All of these larvas are AFK right now, and there we go. Oh no, that's not, there we go. Just drone, 13 drones being produced and 3 Scourge here. So no mutas going to be built here. Not much anti-air. We see Jade didn't even build a starport, but another attack going to come in here, trying to get us around with these speed zealots here, as that is his main fourth right here. And once again, he may be able to pick off all of these sunken colonies. Not the most. A crazy storm actually went down there. Well, that was just actually a distraction attack while a distraction while that storm went in there. I didn't see exactly how many drones got taken out, but yeah, that wasn't just a zealot speed attack. That was a distraction while that drop went in, and it did take out a couple of probes. So now the storm drops have happened, and that is a good sign for JH. As JH does need to stop that drone count, as really Scan hasn't taken much damage. He's been defending with the bare minimum perfectly so far right now. Playing like an absolute beast of a player. Scan going to throw down some lurkers here. 6 lurkers, which is going to force the Protoss to get observers. Scan's going to be safe from any mass ground attacks until those lurkers are produced. Only 2 robotics facilities here. So it's going to be tough for JH to be building Reavers and while building enough shuttles to continually drop here. Definitely needs some more robotics facilities. He definitely has the bank and the gas to do that, but maybe just a little bit scared of Scan right now. He's probably been a while since he's been pwned 3 times in a row with all of his different races. A good lurker around here. And he actually looks like he did that hold position lurker here. Gonna let the Zealots get in here. Just another tiny little thing that separated that could absolutely change a game here. And again, Scourge are going to take out that dropship. The Reaver's going to drop in range of those sunken colonies, and he's going to be able to take that out. So just another great play here by Scan. A great storm here from JH, going to take out a lot of Hydralisks here. But Scan now up to 66 drones, so if he can stop all these drops from coming, he's going to be able to just mass hatcheries, and he's going to be really hard to kill. So JH in the super vulnerable spot now. You can see JH's bank up here, so he must be a little shook. JH panicking a little bit here, not getting the damage done that he wants. Everything being shut down so hard by Scan right now. Scan is starting to mass mutas. 10 more mutas out right now. He does have 10 on the floor, and yeah, it looks like he's going to potentially go for a main snipe, or we'll see if he's just trying to get a stick or just mass his mutas with Hydralisk and try to just break through the front, as there just is not much anti-air right now for our Protoss player. The Zerg also going for drops. He does have Overlord speed, so it looks like he's going to also drop. So maybe he's going to do some kind of muta with drop play here. Not the most amount of Sunkers out here. We do have Overlords out here. We'll see if Scan does some kind of Gosu Overlord pickoff and just continue to pick off, Observer pickoff. No, he's not. He's going to run in here with his mutas and attempt to get down the main while this is happening at the front here. Not the most amount of cannons here. Hardly any anti-air here. Actually, no anti-air here at all. And he is 2 storms are going to go down here from that drop that he did want. And that the main is going to go down. And JH is going to lose his main to Scan here. Scan taking a huge blow, or making a huge blow here. Actually tied in drone count, and he does take out his main here. So I would say Scan right now is in the lead. He has taken the lead here, massing up a shit ton of lurkers here. Another drop pushing in from Scan. Luckily, or first JH does have a pretty good bank here. Going to storm some of those lurkers. Also, the mutas are going to run into that storm and take some damage here. So Scan definitely needs to throw up some more sunken colonies. Another round of hatcheries being built here. So Scan slowly growing into that crazy amount. A drop is coming in here. He has that 65 drones. This storm could go down. No, he did not have enough energy. So that's strange. He must have missed a drop, or he sent in an High Templar with just not enough energy. 2 Zealots trying to pick away this hatchery, which is strange, but Scan going to again defend versus that drop here, and just getting himself in a crazy good position here. Only down by 50 supply. No sunken colonies up here, so he is going to be vulnerable. JH does have a pretty good bank. JH is maxed out here with pure ground units 1-1-2. He does have an upgrade lead versus the 2-0 upgrades for the Zerg. The observers are going to be able to guide these Protoss ground units to take out those lurkers here. But again, it's going to be defended fairly easily here. Hardly any defense here for Scan right now. And a drop comes in actually right now. While I say that, the Storm gonna go down and take out 30. Did that take out 30 drones right there? Am I crazy? He had at least 60. So I feel like 30 to 26 is going to be, I don't know, fuck, I keep not seeing this, probably because of the old drinky drinks that I'm taking right now, but I missed that once again, but that was a big time drop here, and that is just a lack of defense. It looks like you're going to mass out some lurkers and spread that around here to help defend here. A lot of lurkers being used to defend here. Lurkers are pretty good defense. Lurkers are the siege tank for the Zerg unit in defensive situations here. Very good defense here. But another mass going to come in here. JH going to keep applying that pressure. If you get a drop and you kill off drones, you want to be pressuring. As a Zerg player, typically will be rebuilding drones instead of units, and that will give you an opportunity to get some damage done. So JH not quite out of this yet here. Is staying alive here. Does not want to give up, even though he is down 3-0. He does believe in himself getting back in this game, and he is going to continue to pressure. Is being a little bit more cost efficient with these units. Does not just want to AWOL them in here, being very cautious with this observer as it hasn't picked off. Another drop coming in here. It's going to get taken. Okay, 0, at least 0. I don't know. I don't think any drones got taken out there. So nicely defended there, but damage going down at the front. It looks like the observer is just out of range of these couple of lurkers here. Did I miss that drop? No. Okay, still at 66. But this dropship is going to see that there is a possibility. 66 drones gonna get taken out. So that is what JH needs. Scan's bank is really low, and he just took out at least 30 drones there. Just relying on lurkers now, as there is hardly any sunken colonies left here. So Scan in a little bit of a peculiar position, down 84 to 186 supply, and JH is continuing to mass in. None of his probes got taken out, just his main here. Another drop coming here. This is what we need to see from JH. Non-stop drop. Gonna dodge those scores, and another drop. Oh my goodness, getting more kills, and you cannot afford that right now. Down to 17 drones. He did just have another round of drones being built, so he's going to quickly get up to 29 here. But he is in trouble. JH does have a pretty good bank and a pretty good supply heat. Now just using high Templars to take out these lurkers, as his observers are getting taken out. Okay, no they're not. He is just out of range here. But a couple of Guardians being built now. Lurker, Guardian going to just be basically the only defense here. But Scan is in a position, 67 supply, only 29 drones to a max JH, and max JH is reinforcing this. So despite losing his main, he is in a very nice position here. Scan just not defending those drops. Another drop coming here. Oh, just a fake drop. Nothing in there. Oh, no, all 3 of those dropships are empty, but it is forcing Scan to move those drones here. And is going to lose mining time, and that's not what he can afford right now. He has no sunken colonies, hardly any units. Going to try to build some Zerglings to defend, but he is going to GG and leave instantly. And JH is going to survive. I thought he was going to win there. Once again, another Zerg Protoss 2 in a row would have been absolutely crazy. I would have actually had to give him the edge over Kokanee, my #1 favorite Canadian Korean Slayer, but JH is going to survive, going to show that Scan is beatable, even though it is one of the most favored matchups, Protoss vs Zerg, and he is going to survive. So good job, JH, finally winning 290 micro, not going to give up, and we'll jump into the next game, game number 5. Let's see if JH can hold on, or if Scan's going to wipe the floor with JH and finish off the job. See you in the next game. Game number 5. And Scan gonna be Zerg 3 times in a row now. So StarCraft gods want JH to come back in here. StarCraft gods want a 7-game series here. We'll see if JH can capitalize, keep himself alive. He's going to be in a little bit of a spot disadvantage depending on how this game goes, how long this game goes. He has close, so in the early games, he's going to have an advantage, I would say. Going to be able to throw some tanks up here, so he's not going to be able to die to any Hydras. Going to be able to drop and Vessel Errata-Tata-Tata-Kate in fairly close positions. So we'll see how this game goes. Scan going to be a Zerg player. His Zerg is absolutely effing phenomenal. You've seen some great games. I thought he was going to win that last game, to be honest. And then that other game where he massed Zerglings was effing insane. How often do you see that versus a player of JH's caliber? Foreigners would only dream of killing JH's Protoss like that. And yeah, Scan did it. I wish we could almost re-watch that replay again, but only watching Scan Vision. I wonder if he did that just because he saw the two cannons at the choke, and that's super unlikely to happen, or if he actually got some kind of other scouting information that I just did not see, that I just was not privy to. So we'll see what she goes. First, SCV going to go out here. Nothing quite going on. I don't know if that Overlord went down and saw that or what, and then retreating to the front. Maybe not, because the SCV is going to go in the wrong direction. I imagine the Marine's going to go up top and scout right away here. So we're going to pay close attention to Scan's Zerg here, as I'm absolutely fascinated by how he gets this done. He gets himself in really good positions despite what you normally see here. We'll see. So we'll see. It just takes like a lot of little things that can really change the game here. Gonna send just one drone out here. Most people do send drones here, so even something like that, which is having one extra drone mining, unless you really need it. There is a Marine gonna be out here, so he does now. He's forced to bring a second drone out here. He's still going to be vulnerable. These Sunkens are farther back. If a bunker does get placed here before the creep gets too far, he will be able to pick off this hatchery. Does pull a drone or an SCV out here, but these Zerglings do pick off one Marine. It looks like he's going to have enough Zerglings to push this back before any bunker play gets played here. He is keeping this SCV alive, and he does have reinforced Marine, so it's still a possibility. If a bunker does get placed here, I don't know if now if he will be able to. The creep may have pushed that too far, but since the sunken position is farther back, he is vulnerable to something like that. Back at home, JH is going to throw down a gas, and going to potentially, we'll see if he goes for that factory out front here. I feel like he may not do that, since Scan has shown his willingness to throw down a mass Zergling build here without much information. But as I say that, this Overlord is going to come down here very greedily, going to probably sacrifice itself to get some information here. That's how important information is. He's going to allow himself to get supply stuck for some information. He was able to see that there is a second gas here, so that doesn't really narrow it down too much. It probably eliminates a mass Marine build, because I think you only get one gas if you're going to build 5 barracks here. And go for a stim break. So he knows that there is a second gas, and he is going to assume that it's possibly a factory, possibly a double factory. You can even get a double factory out at this point. He does have the gas to do it, but JH is going to throw a factory at home, and look at that, he is throwing a depot at his choke, so he is aware and afraid. But as I say that, he is actually throwing down a command center in that really weird position once again. I do not like the command center in this position when there's a player on top of you. A very quick layer for Scan, only on a single gas. He did just produce a bunch of Zerglings, so he is actually building Zergling speed again. So is he going to go for... He looks like he's going to go for that Zergling mass once again. It looks like he's going to try to finish this off with another Zergling mass here. Right as I was saying all this, and JH goes for that command center, and yeah, Scan is going to go for that Zergling mass once again. Look like he's going to try to just go for that. Go for it. He's just going to go for it. So we'll see how she goes. This is way harder versus a Terran, especially a Terran that's going for that very quick academy and a medic. Only a single starport here, only a single factory, so he has been non-stop producing Marine medic here. He's also going to get himself in a great position at this choke here, so he's not going to be able to get surrounded here. So these Zerglings are going to have to run in a very awkward position here, and they are going to get picked off and also steamed. JH definitely saw a crazy amount of Zerglings there, way more than usual. And he's going to have to be careful exactly how far he commits to this, because he does not want to die to mass Zerglings once again. That is not the way you want to die. Scan looks like he's going to start transitioning out of this. He's getting his lurker upgrade and throwing down some sunken colonies, since he has been scouted and he has been denied another Zergling speed victory here. So very nice transition from Scan. Not going to get too greedy and just keep massing Zerglings. He is going to realize that his plan has been stopped, and he is going to transition out accordingly here. No science facility yet, so I'm not sure exactly what the plan is for JH. JH still really hasn't committed to anything. Getting that early command center kind of negates any kind of crazy early pressure here. You don't normally want to get that if you are going for an early build here. Does throw down a Scan here, which is also going to let Scan know that JH went for a command center here. JH does have his first tank out here, going to start picking away at the front of Scan here. Going to force Scan to build some more sunken colonies eventually. Maybe not as much as he normally would, because once again, if the Zerg overcommits, or if the Terran overcommits, the Zerg is going to be able to get us surrounded with all these Zerglings he built earlier. Scan somehow up to 31 drones, yet again, almost matching the Terran in drones. Science facility is going to go down, so it looks like it's going to be a single factory, 3 barracks, vessel build. Getting that engineering bay up in case there's any lurkers, but we do see a commitment here from the Marines here. The Zerglings are going to send those Marines back here. Looks like he did lose a couple of Marines here, as the Marine count just does not seem very high right now. Scan somehow just so close in supply with all those Zerglings, despite building so many Zerglings so early. He is absolutely doing just fine. 2 evolution chambers, going to start upgrading the Hydralis upgrade. Does have a lurker upgrade already completed. Tanks pushing forward up to 3 tanks now. Only on 1 factory. Tank's going to try to add a couple more factories here. He does need to keep everything alive, as 2, 4, 7 lurkers are being produced in another hatchery. Scan is playing absolutely phenomenal right now, making Zerg look pretty strong here. Not committing at all to sunken colonies. Going to rely on lurker Zerglings to defend here. So this is a little bit risky, but there is no sun colony out, or no vessel out quite yet. So if these lurkers come out here, he's gonna have to rely on scans here. But there's so many Zerglings that are gonna buffer for these lurkers, and lurkers are gonna be able to burrow, take out so many Marines here, and going to absolutely shred down this Terran army here. Gonna inch forward, taking out a lot of Terran units here. Going to reset, or going to get really close to supply here, which is absolutely effing insane that he's not only close in worker supply, but also army supply. Scan making Zerg look absolutely insane right now. Not overcommitting to Sunkens, having just the perfect amount of units and the perfect amount of unit combination to continually take out while macroing back at home. He is getting the layer upgrade, and he looks like he's going to go for just a pure layer build here. Going to rely on lurkers, hydras, and drops here. Not a bad position. Once again, he's adjusting his strategy with the position that he is. He knows that the Terran's directly underneath him, and he wants to go for that drop abuse. Just insane game sense here for Scan. His strategy, he's not stuck on autopilot where he's just doing one build, one classic Zerg versus Terran build, which a lot of players get stuck into doing. He is always adjusting accordingly. 2 vessels going to come up here, but Hydra's in great position here. We'll see if he has burrow. 1 Eradicate looks like it is going to get off here, but it is going to be on the wrong side. Only 3 drones here. Only 1 going to get taken out. Only 2 going to get injured. So he does, unfortunately for JH, pick the wrong side. 2 Eradicate. If he did pick the other side, he definitely would have got more than 1 kill, as burrow is not upgraded. Not going to even upgrade it right now. Oh, there we go. We do see upgrade being, or burrow being upgraded now, as he knows that Eradicate is a common strategy to destroy your drones in the early game. The factory number is getting significantly higher for JH, which is good for him. Only staying on a single starport and only going to be massing vessels right now. Armory is going to get thrown down to start those upgrades. A couple of tanks getting thrown on that ledge, so no kind of crazy hydras can run by here. But Scan is going for drop now with his overlord. So his strategy is 100% going to be defend and drop. 1 lurker gets taken out with the Scan and a vest. A little bit of an overkill. The first batch of lurkers is going to be down here to defend. Going to take out a lot of Marines. Going to force these tanks to siege. As the tank siege, he is going to move back while more lurkers get produced. And it looks like he's just going to be massing lurkers right now. Lurker Hydra seems to be the game plan, and that is a lot of lurkers and a lot of hydras here. They are going to run in. The Lurkers are going to get a huge effing burrow right here and take out more and more tanks here. These Hydras are not going to be able to push too far forward, as these siege tanks on the ledge are going to be absolutely invaluable and prevent these Hydras, from getting any further without taking massive damage and possibly killing them all. A quick little PP happened, and then a quick little PP, sorry, go RR is going to be exchanged here. JH, though, is losing. He's running out of time here. There still is no hive, so there's not going to be any defilers out for a long time here. And you can see him trying to pressure up as much as he can, but these Lurkers are absolutely destroying that marine count. Only 3 barracks here for JH here, so losing these marines is absolutely devastating for him. The hive just now starting here. These Hydras have 1-1 versus 0-0-0-0. So the Zerg has an upgrade lead, which I guess you have to do if you're going to be this late on a hive. Overlords now, or I guess now that the hive is done, that means Lurker upgrade is going to be done. It looks like he's going to be loading up this Lurker drop here, Lurker Hydra. There's nothing at home for JH, so JH is possibly going to lose his main once again here to this massive drop from Scan. Scan playing out of his mind right now. Why is JH not defending this drop? He has to know that this is a possibility, and Lurkers are going to drop in here. Going to kill a lot of SCV. JH up to 70 SCV, down to 44 here, down to 37. He is able to pull his SCVs, but he's definitely going to lose this. Man, there's absolutely no way that enough units are going to come in here. He's having using his Scan. No tank siege up here. Only those reinforcements being thrown down. The main does go down. And Scan once again playing out of his effing mind here. He wants the blood of Def Jam / Kokanee here. He wants to win this tournament, and he's not going to let JH stop him from reaching the finals here. Scan looks like he now is just in a matter of time. He has taken the supply lead at 12 minutes 48 seconds with that beautiful drop here, destroying that main. Only a single command center left, 457 minerals, 15 SDVs. JH is absolutely dead right now. I'm going to throw down an Eradicate on Overlords. That's how desperate JH is right now. He is hurting. He is cruising for a bruising, and Scan is just on 6 additional hatcheries here. Now going to start massing up hatcheries. Has a huge bank. Has a good drone count. Has an excellent unit combination with good upgrades. And JH has nothing right now. He has a pretty good factory count. Only a single starport. Hardly any SCVs. Only 1 command center. He is going to continue to push forward. He does not want to give up. He is on game point. He can't just give up this game, can he? He does not want to just throw away so much American dollars. American dollars is so valuable to these poor, jobless Koreans. And these Hydras are pushing forward. The Lurkers are just resetting this army. Scan knows that trading right now is absolutely beneficial for him, as JH's economy is in shambles right now. Vessel eradicating himself, but is going to be denied by these Hydralists. More hatcheries being thrown down. We do see that Defiler Mound, and that Defiler Mound is going to be nearly unstoppable at this point if it is able to get up. The bank of Scan just continuing to go up, using Lurker, Hydra, Zergling. Not even having Defilers this late usually would be a death penalty for the Zerg player, but Scan playing out of his mind. Absolute insane game sense is going to be able to continue to push these tanks backwards, and he is making JH right now look pretty bad. A Scan does get thrown, or an Eradicate vessel does get in here. Scan not reacting, so he may just lose all of his probes. Holy shit, that's what that killed. Just how many probes is that, or how many drones did that just kill? I got like 20 where's the other vessels that are eradicated? Maybe got taken out here, but that vessel is actually going to clear out all of the drones here, so maybe JH can come back. I feel like yeah, I feel like there's no way. Scan is 100% going to win this game here, but a good little move from JH. Scan is going to rebuild back up to 36 drones here. He can start massing up hatcheries. Once he gets a Defiler, he's going to be able to just devastate it, using 6 mutas to just pick away what he can here. But JH, 16 SCVs, he will not be able to afford to build any units. is not going to give up though, which I do respect the hustle from JH. He does not want to give up. He's definitely not throwing this series. You can tell there is a little bit of salt in his bones, because if this was just a regular SCW match, JH would have GG'd by now, as he has to know with how little damage he did. And I guess with that Eradicate on all those drones, he may think he has a chance. But Scan is just going to macro out of this situation, build some more hatchery. He's going to play it safe, and he's 100% going to win this game. He could probably just load up some overloads. He's probably just waiting for Defilers. I think that's the only thing he's waiting for right now. He does have a Queen out right now, so he could just be going for another Muta. He could go for an infested command center here. Looks like that's what he is going to do here. Only 3 turrets here. Going to pick off this already low command center. That Queen is going to go in there. That Queen is going to infest that command center. And that's just adding insult to injury. Let's have a drink with these infested Terrans that are more likely going to spawn as he is pulling these tanks away. Just trying to attack it with these SCVs. This infested is 100% going to be produced. And it could take out all the rest of these 17. You know what? Honestly, let's take a quick drink. Quick drink. Right as the vegetarian builds. Oh my goodness. And it takes out 13 SCVs. I enjoyed that just as much as the first time I saw it. Just incredible. JH going to throw the rest of his army into Mass, Muta, Hydra. And the Zerg can absolutely afford to do that. The next infested is going to pop out here. Going to possibly take out the rest of these SCVs if he is controlling it. Is going to go just for that one SCV. Only 3 SCVs left here. So if he was able to kill those 3 SCVs, he could actually automatically win. JH does not have enough minerals to rebuild a command center. He does not have a command center on the map here. So he literally has this army here left. Building one more vessel. And yeah, JH is not giving up. Well, he's going to bring these SCVs last into his last 3 SCVs are going to go in here. He's just using every single supply he has. He had 33 supply. These Defilers are going to swarm, and every single unit that dies from JH will not be replaced. He can build one single Marine more. And yeah, Scan is going to advance to the finals. Our first player to reach the final. Absolutely dismantling JH. JH put up less of a fight than Legend Evil. Maybe Scan's evolved that much since Legend Evil. Look at these effing infested Terrans are still building. He's queued up 5 more. They've just taken out supply depots right now. Let's see if he builds one more before JH GG's. Is he microing these 2? It is gonna go over here. Gonna kablow on that command or that supply depot. It'd probably be more valuable if he did it over here, but fuck it. At this point, Scan is just gonna try to BM JH until JH gives up. It's actually wild that JH isn't gonna give up here. Our Zerglings are going to clear up the rest of the army, and Scan is going to defeat JH in absolutely dominating fashion. Scan playing out of his mind. Some of the best Zerg I've ever seen in my life. Some of the best StarCraft I've ever seen in my life. And that's crazy because I've played StarCraft for so long. Scan looking hard to beat. Def Jam / Kokanee are going to have their hands full. Whoever advances on that other group is going to have their hands full because, yeah, Scan is playing out of his effing mind right now. His Zerg is absolutely insane right now. And holy shite, he has destroyed Scan. He almost won 3 Zerg games in a row versus JH. And JH is unreal. JH is insanely good. And Scan just dismantled him. So Scan is going to win 4-1, and he is going to be our first player to reach the final. So well done to Scan. Well done, Scan. Bravo to you. And yeah, Scan's going to be our first player to advance. We'll throw up those brackets right now. Our first finalist, Scan. The next series that I'll possibly cast tonight because I'm just feeling it right now. Def Jam versus Kokanee. We'll see who Scan is going to face. Could be a rematch from last season. Kokani was able to defeat Scan last season. Def Jam was able to defeat JH last season. So the Koreans, both of these foreigners have defeated both of these Koreans before, so both of these Koreans want their revenge. Scan looks like he wants it a little bit more, and yeah, we'll see if either Def Jam or Kokani can take out Scan, the absolute monster right now, playing like a absolute beast. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see you guys at the next series. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. The finals will be on Saturday, so Def Jam. I'll probably cast that today, post it tomorrow, and yeah, the finals will happen on Saturday. I'm gonna try to live cast it because if my internet doesn't lag enough, I will live cast that shit. So no spoilers will happen, and I'll post it while it's live. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Scan versus Def Jam / Kokani. We do have that series next. 2 series left, and then we'll have our winner of Tournament of Titans number 2. GG, guys. It's been awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying. Leave a little comment below. Press a little subscribe, and I'll reply to all your comments, and I'll say thank you for subscribing. GG, guys. See you in the next one.